Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Sunday, the 16th day of January, 2022. It is the second Sunday in the year, the second Sunday in Ordinary Time. It's a special Sunday morning reflection today because, as you can see, it's not much of a winter wonderland, but we had to cancel classes, had to cancel masses this morning, decided to cancel masses this morning because of the snow, rain, ice mix, whatever it is. It's kind of just here, more or less slushy. It's still coming down a little bit. It certainly isn't Kansas City 5-degree weather, nor is it 6 below wind chill in Buffalo, New York. And the Bills' victory yesterday was a very good thing for Father Jim. Anyway, so just in case people did not make it to Mass or did not catch the live stream, which was actually last night's Mass, which was then broadcast this morning, maybe still, I think it's being broadcast this morning. Just a little reflection on today's readings because they are kind of important in a lot of ways. It's the gospel that mostly rings out because whereas we are in the year of Luke, we do not yet move into Luke after descending from the heights of Christmas, again, as we've been doing all week, and will continue to do basically until Lent begins. We move from Luke to John's Gospel, and it is John's Gospel about the wedding at Cana. That is always the Gospel for this second Sunday of the year, second Sunday in Ordinary Time in the cycle of Luke. And that gospel can be spiritualized in so many ways, and kind of created into this, wonderful mystical kind of experience, of Jesus turning water into wine. But it is much more earthly. It is much more a sense of human enjoyment and human wonder, human delight, human pleasure that Jesus is conveying with this miracle. Again, this wedding at Cana, which is the reception, not necessarily the ceremony itself, and Jesus is there before anybody realizes who and what he is. Mary knows, of course, and when the wine runs out, she's the one who asks him to do something about it. And again, she says do something about it. She doesn't necessarily say take some water and turn it into wine. So he does something about it, even though there's a bit of a resistance, there at first. And again, this wine turns out to be the best wine ever. And so, again, those who are wine connoisseurs and sommeliers, will understand perhaps, again, the wine that is fantastically rich on the tongue, that has delightful tannins and flavors and complex melodies or whatever you go into. When you look at wine, this is the wine that is made from water. And the miracle that happens, except the people are drunk. The people have drunk enough, and they are not going to appreciate this wine. They're not going to appreciate anything about it. And yet Jesus does this, and it becomes the first sign in the Gospel of John, the first sign of something more about this carpenter's son, this son of Mary and Joseph who comes from Nazareth. It is something that, again, people do not realize. Although it says people come to believe in him, that's a bit of a stretch. All he did was turn water into wine, and it was amazing. But there's still a lot more to come. But the sense in which Jesus does this thing that is not about, making sure that the couple have a happy life, not sure that they never argue, never fight, that they have a home, that they have a family, all these kinds of things. They have money, all these kinds of things that one might think are practical and useful, at a marriage, or useful to be able to show, again, that the Son of God is among us. It is simply, to create more pleasure, more enjoyment, something that is very base, in some people's minds, something that is something we need to avoid at all costs because God doesn't want us to be happy, doesn't want us to experience pleasure, doesn't want us to experience delights. All God wants us to do is labor under commandments and regulations and rules, which can be anything but the case. But the thing is that we lie to ourselves, we make ourselves believe these kinds of things when the gospel shows us the truth. Again, the Son of God comes that we might have life and have it to its fullest. The Son of God comes that we might recognize the wonder and glory of creation. The Son of God comes that we might recognize the wonder and glory of ourselves and how wonderful it is to be human and to enjoy the delights and the pleasures and the wonders of this world in which we live. Christmas is opening us up to that. This first sign from the Gospel of John of what Jesus does to show us that this is happening in our midst is turning water into wine. May the abundance of God's love, of God's care for us, of God's delight in our pleasure and our own delight in ourselves be something that continues to guide us all throughout this year. And may the Lord give you his peace.